Star Wars fans are freaking crazy. Now let me preface this video, I'm a little bit crazy myself, and in terms of how Star Wars has grown and evolved, I think that there is a straight up huge fandom that loves their own opinion. And that's it. Since the original trilogy dropped from Star Wars, I wasn't born at that time, but I saw the hate and the amount of distaste that the sequel and the prequel trilogies have had. And it's not because of Star Wars in general. It's not because of the creative differences in general. I think what it boils down to is that everyone has their own opinion, and you either agree with somebody or you disagree with somebody. But what is amazing about the Star Wars community, in my opinion, is that you can have discussions with people and you can build relationships with people even though you don't agree with them necessarily. And the reason why I'm bringing up this video is because in my past videos of the ships, and if you haven't watched that, go watch that, in my channel so far, and we're nearly hitting 100 subscribers, there has been an immense outpour of communication, right? I typically like to post these videos on Facebook and Reddit and all that, and the comments within these videos, they're very constructive, right? Everyone has their own opinion of Star Wars. Me, I'm just a guy making a video to post on the internet so that you guys can enjoy it. However, the game is not out yet. Did I know that Ian Frazier, key developer of EA Motive, made an interview with Polygon, and he specifically said no DLC or no live service? Yes. But what I'm trying to say is that he didn't close the doors. Right now, there is a divide in the Star Wars Squadrons community. You have one side that think the game is such a niche game that it's not going to last forever. They think that this is just a reboot of the Starfighter Assault from Battlefront 2. I totally understand if you are a Battlefront 2 player, you might think that because they really didn't hone down and they didn't really perfect that mode in the Battlefront game. And you have another side of the conversation where people are literally craving for this game because they think that Star Wars is more than what they see with a lightsaber and Jedi. The story is way more about the struggle between two opposing sides rather than just Jedi wielding lightsabers. And I think that's what Star Wars has always been about. Rogue One showed us that we don't technically need lightsabers, even though Darth Vader appearing was pretty cool. We don't need technically lightsabers to tell a Star Wars story. I think that this game is approaching it in a totally different viewpoint between the Rebels and the Empire, not necessarily having to deal with the Force, not having to necessarily deal with the main storyline. And I really want to have this legit conversation with you guys because right now, as a content creator, a small content creator, albeit, I think that a lot of people have a lot of distaste for this game. So far, just making this channel for 2 weeks, I can see that there's some animosity, right? There's some animosity because they think that Star Wars should totally deal with the idea of lightsabers. But also, you have the people in the Squadrons community creating Discords and Reddits and Reddit posts, and I see a lot of activity on Twitter and Facebook. They have a bunch of Facebook groups. Shout out to you guys if you guys are in those groups and watching my videos. Thank you. But you have a dedicated community who is willing and really craving for a game that is not just all about the lightsabers. And let me be clear, Star Wars Squadrons is not about the storytelling aspect of the game. Yes, they have a campaign mode, but they literally said in the trailer of this game that the campaign mode is solely for the fact of you learning the 8 ships that are going to be involved, okay? And then you have the competitive aspect. This competitive aspect is going to be the sole driver of the game. So I'm going to address the negativity behind this whole entire debacle that I'm seeing online, whether this game is going to last, whether it's not going to last, and I really want to show you my opinions and my viewpoint on this, okay? So let's take a look at the side and where people are very negative and they think that this game is not going to last, okay? Let's go. So Polygon is a website for typically news articles related to gaming, and Charlie Hall interviewed the lead developer, or one of the developers of EA Motive of the Squadrons game. So I'm going to show you exactly why I think that people might be gravitating towards the specific sentence within the interview. Okay, so here is the exact question and the exact answer that Ian Frazier said. Your trailer said that everything can be unlocked by playing the game. What can I expect to see for DLC through down the line? DLC means downloadable content. What we're trying to do is to make a game that's a little bit old school in its mentality. You give us your $40, we give you the game. It is fully a self-contained experience. It's not, well, okay, here's part of the game and the rest will be out next week. No, it's the whole game. So at this point, we're not talking about live service or DLC or anything else. Not saying it's impossible, but that's really not what we're going for. We're going for a game that you buy and haven't you like. Now here, this is the sentence that everyone is focusing on. So at this point, we're not talking about live service or DLC or anything else. So most live service games often introduce a monetization standpoint, and Squadrons straight off the bat said they're not going to introduce a monetization standpoint. And I said this earlier on as well. I said this in one of my first few videos in this channel, and I think that's the step in the right direction. You can have cosmetic stuff, I guess, down the line, but that they're saying that no downloadable content. Now, what does that mean, right? It means that some aspect of the population of this Star Wars Squadrons community, or even the Star Wars community in general, think that this game is not going to last, because you have an interviewer who asked the question, he answered the question, but you have to understand that he's a developer. He cannot say things ahead of time. He cannot delve into information to a general public, and what I gravitate towards is this sentence right after. Not saying it's impossible, but that's really not what we're going for. What they just said in this paragraph is said that they wanted a fully self-contained game. They didn't want more updates, and they wanted to release a finished product. That's all. That's all they said. And they said it's not impossible for them to add more stuff into the game. Imagine if Squadrons was a huge success, to the extent where a lot of people are replaying the content over and over and over again. And furthermore, introducing championship game. And they're currently doing that right now. So right now on Twitter, there's a huge following for this Operation Ace. And if you don't know what Operation Ace is, it's a community-led competition featuring 5 of the top Star Wars content creators. How fun is this? They're creating and recruiting captains for their 5-man team so they can get into esports, essentially. Squadron's Operation Ace, in which that's the championship in which they're calling it, they're gonna have prize winners. And I think that's huge, right? That's huge. They're really making a fun community experience over this. The game hasn't even come out yet, and they're doing something like this. And now, will this transfer to the player base? Yes, of course it will. Right now it's happening. A huge part of a gaming community is to bring together everybody for some competition. And that's what this game is, right? It's all about the competition. It's not about how much the game costs, because a lot of people are saying, oh, the game costs $40 and it's not high tiered enough like Battlefront. It's gonna be its own niche game. Of course it's its own niche game, but the opportunities are endless. And I'm really passionate about this because I truly believe that this game is gonna go somewhere. The reason why I'm making this channel is because I truly believe in the game. The whole entire aspect of it being like a MOBA Star Wars game. And I understand the competitive nature to it. You have a game already, and the developers have said they have perfected this game. That's it. They perfected the game and they're releasing it, and we'll see. They're not closing the doors on anything, and I think that's what I look forward to. Okay, so the Calrissian Cup. It's going to be held on December the 10th in 2020. It's a public Squadrons tournament. It's brought to you by the Star Wars Squadrons, Star Wars Legions, Squadrons Academy, the Grand Army of the Republic, Galactic Concordance, the New Republic, Gaming Empire, and Imperial Navy. And coordinated by my boy, the Green Fox Leader. And if you haven't subscribed to him yet, please subscribe to him. He's an upcoming Star Wars Squadrons content creator as well. And there's a tournament between all Discord servers. It's going to be a huge event. And this is what brings the community together and what makes a game last. It's the community. This is a dedicated game for a dedicated audience who wants to be part of a competitive scene of Star Wars. So let me read a little bit towards this Calrissian Cup here. December 10th, 2020 heralds the finals of the Calrissian Cup, one of the first open to the public tournaments for the game Star Wars Squadrons. We, its creators, hope to bring together the entire Star Wars community to showcase the best squadron in open competition. Additional details regarding format and organizers are to be revealed on October the 16th, so we have some time to organize. The Cup is a passion project organized by various members, representatives, and administrators, server owners, all with a common love of Star Wars and space combat. It is an unprecedented effort that we are organizing one of the first community tournaments for an incredibly unique game that has a chance of empowering a traditionally marginalized minority gaming genre. Thank you. Their mission statement. The Calrissian Cup seeks to unite players of all different backgrounds under their shared love of Star Wars and space combat. Whether you're a Rebel, Imperial Flight Simulator fan, or just love Star Wars, you can find or represent your squadron at the Calrissian Cup. Love the name, by the way. This competitive tournament is one of the first of its kind for all of Star Wars gaming, and we, as its organizers, hope to build a template for the future competitive community tournaments in Squadron. And that's all I wanted to say. You have two sides of a community, and we're not about being right or wrong. We're about being together. If you think this game is going to last, come join me. And we're going to make it last, right? We're going to go to a galaxy far, far away. And we're going to come back. And we're going to go. We're going to speed away. Light speed away. And if you're here for this journey, come join me, man. And if there's Star Wars games down the future, I'm definitely going to cover that too. But to those people that are very negative and they don't think that a DLC will come in the future, you got to be optimistic a little. Have a conversation with us. Be willing to compete with us in the Calrissian Cup. Alright, that's all I wanted to say for this video. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, do all the good stuff. We passed 100. Let's keep on going. Join the Nam fam in a galaxy far, far away. Peace.